Welcome to SVL Free News and Views for Friday, August 17th. It's hard to believe that August is almost over, but here we are in the middle of August, and I'm down here at Mac Anderson Park. It's a great day to be out to exercise and tour, walk, ride your bike, or do whatever you want to here at the park. But I want to first of all thank our sponsors, Mitchell College, Randy Marion, Piedmont Healthcare, Blue Harbor Bank, Fast Fields, Key to Escape, Statesville Family YMCA, and also we have a new sponsor coming on board, Crossroads Cycling. Thank you, David Carlton, for coming on board. We'll be down at his place next week to show you that fantastic bike shop in downtown Statesville. Things to do this weekend: Theater Statesville presents Rumors by Neil Simon. Rumors is a farcical play by Neil Simon where a dinner party goes awry. Please be advised there is strong language. Tickets are $15, can be purchased by visiting www.statesvilletheater.com. Also in downtown Statesville on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon is the End of Summer Bash, a free event for kids and families to celebrate the end of summer and the beginning of school. Activities include inflatables, balloon art, and face painting. And we had Rogelio Calvo on the Wednesday show talking about an event at the Arts Council called Bizarre. It's from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's 203 South Meeting Street. It's a chance for, if you're an artisan, if you make any type of crafts or goods that you would like to sell, bring them down and set up there in front of the Arts Council to go see Rogelio to celebrate artisans of all type in the area. So here, I'm out here at the Mac Anderson Park. I just completed an interview with Parks Collins and Bill Day on Project Yellowstone. They go every year to Yellowstone, and it's a program kind of in conjunction with Mitchell College. So I'm going to let you listen to Parks and Bill and hear what they had to say about their trip this year. Everybody, this is Brian About Town. We're out here at Mac Anderson Park. We got two grizzly fellows. Bill Day and Parks Collins. Parks, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Bill, how you doing? Little Toe?
Great, Brian. How are you?
And they just completed a trip to Yellowstone. Tell us about this. What do you call it? The Yellowstone Project?
We call it Project Yellowstone. So
Project
that's
Yellowstone.
Close, right.
I was close. Just had it backwards. And tell us a little bit of how this works.
So this program started in 2009 at Statesville High School.
Right.
And so 2009 and 2010, we took strictly students from Statesville High School. Mm-hmm. We fully relied on grant money to take those students, so they were able to travel for free. 2011 and 12, we kind of started taking Mitchell students, along with adults from the community that we would invite to come and act as mentors. And then starting 2014, it's kind of opened up, the program's opened up to anyone from the community who wants to sign up through continuing education can go. We reserve 3 to 4 slots for Mitchell scholarship students. So we still rely heavily on donations through the endowment.
Okay.
And so it kind of adds a mixture of students, college age, typical students.
So is there a maximum number of folks that can go?
We have 12 slots each year. Right.
And you filled up early?
We fill up early.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So, and Little Toe, you, how many times have you been?
I guess this will be about my 9th out of 10, or maybe 8th out of the 10th.
You went like the second year?
Yeah, the second year, and went with the high school students, and that was a blast. And then it's, so like Park said, it's slowly progressed over the years from the age range has kind of moved up a little bit. And we'll have people, we've had people up to 80 years old go on the trip with us and enjoy it and love it. So it's for all age groups.
So Brian, Bill has, the first year he went, we give a end of the trip assessment, and Bill hasn't passed one yet.
He hasn't passed it.
That's why he keeps coming back.
I gotta keep learning, man.
You got to keep learning. Okay, so I've got a picture we're going to put up on the screen right now. This first picture is the main entrance.
Right. So this is the north entrance of the park in Garner, Montana, and this is referred to as the Roosevelt Arch. So it provides for a nice little introduction as we start the program after a long day of airport travel and picture opportunities.
I went to Yellowstone, I think when I was like 13 or 14. I remember going and seeing, the guys, the Old Faithful and all that kind of stuff. But I don't. It's been so long. I really need to go back. So but talk about some of the wildlife. We're going to show some of the wildlife here. This is a grizzly bear. Did you see any bears this year?
We did. We always have luck with bears. What's interesting about this trip is we get to use Yellowstone and instances like this where we see bears is kind of like the ultimate outdoor classroom.
Right.
And so we get to observe behavior and then talk about why they display certain types of behavior.
And what are we looking at now?
So these are bighorn sheep. a herd that we had spooked up on a trail, and so they're kind of running here,
right,
running
okay.
away from us.
And you were talking about this earlier, Parks.
Yeah, so not just wildlife, but Yellowstone is known for, probably most known for, its thermal features.
Right.
And so this is one particular feature referred to as the Mammoth Hot Springs, the terrace formations, which look a lot like staircases. So it provides a good discussion on the geothermal features.
Right. And you're talking about some of the class, kind of not the outdoor classrooms. This is really what it is.
Right, so we've been fortunate enough to meet with lots of experts in the park, and we continue to do that every year. This just happens to be one, Nathan Varley, who grew up in the park. He's a wildlife ecologist, but he is very generous with his time, and he takes us around, and we even get to eat breakfast out in the Lamar Valley while we're watching grizzly bears.
That's fantastic.
It's great.
Now I notice that you're all wearing, a lot of you are wearing coats. Is it pretty cool out there?
So we typically go the second week in June. This was from this past year, but we had a couple 29-degree mornings with snow. So
now here we're looking at, you said badgers, right?
Badgers, we had a lot of good luck with badgers this year.
Yeah.
They look bigger than I mean, they look a little bit bigger.
They're not big. They're about, the mother there is probably what, 25, 30 pounds.
Wow.
Those are little are they called kits? Is that what
What's the proper term?
Called?
What's the proper term? Okay, here you're looking over, is there like a prairie?
So a lot of what we do, if we're not hiking, we're stopping and then just scanning the areas with our binoculars and spotting scopes, and really that's how you find stuff. There's nothing more gratifying than finding a grizzly on your own, or finding a wolf moving through a bison herd.
I mean, one thing that I get out of these pictures is you really kind of get a sense of how small you are. I mean, this is such a vast experience.
It really is. I mean, you know, we can be spotting and looking through our spotting scopes, and we're looking at a grizzly bear 2 miles away across the valley.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And we're just these little dots, and they don't even know we're there. You know, they're living their life, and we're living ours and enjoying it.
Now here's somebody's taking a picture.
So this is a guy, a friend of ours for the last 10 years, Dan Hartman, who is a wildlife photographer and videographer. He's lived right outside the park, raised a family out there, and so he takes us on nature walks and hikes, and is extremely knowledgeable. He's like a walking encyclopedia.
Wow.
You'd love this guy.
Right,
Yeah, and when we say nature walks, we're talking no trails, straight up the side of a mountain, knee-deep grass, wet grass. I mean, he doesn't slow down.
No,
So
he's
the real deal. He's and I don't know, you know, speaking of, like, he guides for, you know, different TV shows and things like that. But if you saw that Nat Geo Live, Yellowstone Live, that was just on last week.
Right.
You know, that's a lot of the stuff we'll see, but we actually see it in person. And watching that show, you actually realize how hard it is to see wildlife. But we usually do a pretty good job of catching everything we want.
Because best I remember, the area right where Old Faithful is more of it's not commercial, but it's a more touristy. You guys get out in the what I call the real Yellowstone.
Yeah, we do the touristy stuff. I mean, if you go to Yellowstone, you got to see Old Faithful. You've got to see the geothermal features, which is they're there every day. So we'll do that, spend a day doing all that, and then we spend the rest of the time looking for wildlife and learning. And
okay, so what are we looking at now?
So this is Grand Prismatic. This is maybe one of the most popular hot springs in the park, just because of the colors that you see here, and you typically see this on postcards. But this is a great way to look at geothermal features and talk about the microbes that cause these color changes to students, especially students that have heard about bacteria and these specialized bacteria in biology classes. Now they're actually seeing it and seeing the impacts of it.
So it looks like they have kind of like a ramp or like a trail you can stay on and go out there.
Right, there's a ramp that stays crowded that you can stay on, but you can't see the colors from that vantage point.
So that's one of the benefits of going with us, is we know, okay, yeah, we're not going down to that ramp where there's 500 people standing and all they can see is fog. We're going to climb up a mountain on the backside of it so that we can look down on it and see the colors.
So what are these folks holding here?
So this is, you never know what you're going to find on hikes. We came across lots of bones this past year.
Oh, those are bones, okay.
So those, if I remember correctly, are bones from an elk. that had been cleaned up pretty good.
Right. And what is this young man doing right here?
This student here is using a laser thermometer to take a temperature reading of some of the thermal features in the park.
Okay. And is that a wolf or?
This is, well, guess, Brian, what do you think?
It looks like a coyote, or?
It's a coyote. Great job.
Okay.
So this coyote, right. This coyote crossed the road in front of us, just among a bison herd, and so we do see lots of coyotes kind of stay toward the road. The wolves have kind of pushed them toward roadsides.
So is this similar to the coyotes we have around here?
This is the western coyote. Typically they're a little bit smaller than our eastern coyote. But yes, same species.
Okay. And there are your.
And so this is a gentleman who worked for the Wolf Project and just recently retired, Rick McIntyre, who knows just about everything there is to know about individual wolves in the park. And so again, he was very generous with his time. So we have a student here who is using some telemetry equipment. They've collared some of the wolves in the park, and so you can use equipment like this to determine locations of those wolves.
Okay, there you go. Moose?
It's a moose. Everybody wants to see a moose, right?
Yeah, I see a moose. And this waterfall here, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's the Grand Canyon Yellowstone. That's the lower falls there. It's taller than Niagara Falls. The rocks on each side of that canyon, you can see they have a yellow color. That's where Yellowstone River got its name, and Yellowstone National Park got its name also.
Wow. So on this day, you probably had to hike quite a ways to get there.
It looks like it.
Looks like it, but no.
We drove along the rim, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind
and then here we have a wolf. So
that is a
wolves
wolf,
in the park come in. I mean, you can see they're gray wolves,
right.
American timber wolf. But this one, it just happens to be black. And if you zoom in, you can see this one's actually one of the collared ones in the park.
Okay, so it's being tracked.
So it's being tracked, and they do that just so they can keep up with pack movements.
Okay, so is it too early to sign up for next year?
It is not. So registration hasn't opened yet. It'll open around the mid-September. If you're interested, you can visit www.projectyellowstone.wordpress.com.
Okay, I'll put that right on the site here.
Or you can also email me at pcollins@mitchellcc.edu.
Okay, so Project Yellowstone WordPress.
ProjectYellowstone.wordpress.com.
.wordpress.com. We'll get all that down. So it's an exciting trip, and if you want to experience the Yellowstone like you've never experienced before, if you haven't experienced it at all, this would be a fantastic. And is it 2 weeks?
We spend 7 days out there.
And you fly out or you drive out?
We fly out to Bozeman and then drive into the park. So Charlotte to Bozeman.
So Bozeman in Montana.
Bozeman's in Montana.
So you drive back down. Is part of Yellowstone in Montana?
Part of Yellowstone's in Montana and Idaho.
Oh, okay,
Most of
I didn't know that. Okay.
Right.
So gentlemen, thank you very much for giving us some insight on this, and thank you for bringing a little bit of Yellowstone back to Statesville. And if you want to sign up, once again, look at that sign up, and these two will. Are you going next year?
Oh yeah.
It's an
I'm
annual.
going to keep going until Parks tells me.
He's a valuable member.
He's a valuable because you're going to pass that test one day.
Right. That's right.
No, we were just kidding about that. Bill is he does a lot of the discussions in the park. He does a lot of the logistical planning, so he's a valuable member.
Oh, hey, we need to also promote your book.
We do. So we wrote a book, Unlimited Value is the name of it. You can pick it up on Amazon, or you can see one of us for a copy. But we basically just wrote that as a guidebook to give to participants, so that it's just a collection of stories and some science applications with some review questions at the end.
Okay.
So it acts kind of like as a textbook in the park.
All right, so go out and buy that book today, and you guys will even sign it.
Yeah, and the proceeds for that book go to fund scholarships for the program.
So thank you for your service. Thank you, gentlemen, and learn all about Yellowstone. Unlimited value. All right.
Sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Brian.
So there you go. If you have an interest in going to Yellowstone, this is the perfect way to do it. You have two experts to guide you along the way. Unlimited Value is their book. Go out and buy that book today, and part of the proceeds go to help fund scholarships for this valuable program. So it's probably the best way to experience Yellowstone with the taste of Statesville and Iredell County packed in. So thank you, Parks, and thank you, Bill Littletoe, for that experience. Okay, so there it is. I hope you're going to have a good weekend. Go out and experience all there is to do in Statesville and Iredell County. And as always, sign up for SVLFreeNews.com right here to get your email edition every morning at 5 a.m. And we will see you on Monday.